And we are back for another day of this show. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is the second day of April 2020. It's a good Thursday. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. It's chilly out there. It's 30 degrees outside. This cold air that came in over the weekend has decided to hang around longer than any of us would really like it. But we're in for not a bad stretch of weather. Again, our temperatures, as I mentioned before, most of this week are going to be below normal. Both our afternoon highs and our overnight lows. Obviously, 30 degrees is well below normal. We're normally about 38 for our overnight low. But things are going to change for the upcoming weekend, and we're in for some pretty nice weather next week. Got to get there first. So we'll have a complete weather forecast coming your way. A lot of news to get to. Some of it COVID-19 related from a local perspective. Some of it not. Also sports, including a little update on what's going on with the hunting and fishing season for you outdoor enthusiasts. And the Seahawks continue to make moves, continue to see if they can free up enough salary cap space to sign Mr. Clowney. Don't know if they're going to do it or not. We'll talk about sports. Plus, we have the obscure holiday. Mike McNally's got an opinion. We got today in history. We got some celebrity birthdays to come your way as well. The sun is up. It came up at 6:36 this morning. Stick it around the valley with their Valley View cameras, courtesy of Localtel Sky-Fi high-speed wireless setup. The cross camera always begins our festivities, if you will. It's a neat view, but it looks more like fall than it does spring, doesn't it? Because, well, the trees are just now starting to bud out and get going here as we get deeper and deeper into spring. But you look at that and it looks more like November than it does early April as we look out over the Wenatchee Valley, Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Sunny Slope, Badger Mountain, Birch Mountain, and all places. Thank you for starting your day with us on your local TV station, camera number 2. Where are we off to? We're off to see, is that the Omi Gardens camera? It is. So the Baker Flats industrial area to your right, Rocky Reach Dam right in the middle of your screen as the Columbia River gets the job done. That Omi Gardens camera, you would think it would be pretty easy to get to. It's not. In fact, all of these Sky-Fi cameras these PTZ cameras on the Sky-Fi towers are in pretty remote locations as far as physically being able to access them for our Sky-Fi tech. Some of these roads we basically built ourselves. There's only way to do it, but that's how the system works, of course. It's all line of sight. So good morning to our friends on the Douglas County side of the river as they head up towards Orondo. Camera number 3. We're going to take a look at Cashmere. Hi, Cashmere. How are you? Mount Cashmere, Mount Stewart, hanging around there, the Wenatchee River. Look how light the traffic is. Now, normally, of course, there would be a pretty good flow of traffic heading to the east, as a great deal of the people who live in Cashmere, in fact, work in the Wenatchee Valley. But as this is a perfect example of the Stay Home, Stay Healthy initiative, there just isn't a lot of traffic out there, and there isn't, by the way. It's just been, I think traffic, one of the statistics I read earlier today, traffic is down about 2/3 from what it normally would be. And you can see it just driving around in the downtown Wenatchee area with all these businesses shuttered. All non-essential businesses aren't open. School isn't open. So there's just not a lot of people out and about, and that's fine. That's the way it's supposed to be. Hopefully we'll get through this together and there will be better times ahead. Camera number 4. Are we up to 4 already? That looks to be the Upper Butte, Megan. I am correct, the Upper Butte. Good morning, Lake Chelan. I know a lot of golfers, I bring this up because the Bear Mountain Golf Course is hanging out there somewhere. I know a lot of golfers aren't real happy about golf courses being considered non-essential, and so they're closed. There is some good news. Eventually they'll reopen, and the golf courses aren't getting beat up. It's in the early part of the golf year, in March and April, and then late in the golf year, in October, November, when the courses don't have nearly enough time to recover from all the golfers and the spikes and what have you. But with nobody playing golf, they're still out there mowing. They're still taking care of the golf courses. So when the golf courses reopen, all the area golf courses will be in pristine condition. But you can understand golf courses really aren't essential to the day-to-day life of people. And so you have to deal with it. Good morning to our friends up at Lake Chelan, especially our friends in Manson and Wapato Point sticking out there. All right, good stuff on a sunny and chilly Thursday morning. Let's take a look at the forecast. First things first, though. It's going to be really windy on Friday. I wanted to pass this along to you. National Weather Service sent this down the line at 4:20 in the morning. This is your Friday afternoon wind gusts as basically this unsettled cool weather continues. It's going to be quite windy at times in the Wenatchee Valley and the Waterville Plateau. So these are wind gusts, not sustained winds, and most of it will be in Friday afternoon. Also Friday evening, going to be windy as well. So take a look for the Wenatchee Valley, 25 to 30 miles an hour. Down at Ellensburg, 30 to 35 miles an hour. Ellensburg is also a little on the windy side, and it seems to be that way anyway. They always seem to have a lot of wind down there. Moses Lake out in the Columbia Basin, wind gusts pretty consistent to 25 to 30 miles an hour. And those are the gusts, not the sustained wind. So I want to give you a heads up on that. You would think that would be a great day to fly a kite, but I learned from my kite flying friends that that's actually too windy. I have another number of friends who are really into flying kites, and they said the best kite flying wind is a consistent breeze around 8 to 12 miles an hour in one direction. That's perfect kite flying weather. When you get up to 25 mile an hour gusts, it's all you can do to hold on to the dang thing, and you can't really enjoy it that much. Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives your home a hug. Let's take a look at the forecast from the National Weather Service. Well, it's going to be cool today. A lot of sunshine. That's the nice part. But only 50 degrees. Our normal high for this time of the year is right around 60 degrees. Yesterday, we only hit 49 degrees. If it felt chilly, it was. So lots of sunshine, but not very warm. Overnight low tonight, about 30 degrees. We'll have some clouds at times tonight, and then it'll part out. Just a weak system coming through. It's just going to kind of heap right by. So we'll get down around 29 to 30 for the overnight low tonight. Quite a bit of sunshine Friday. As I mentioned before, it's going to be windy. We'll have northwest wind about 8 to 16 miles an hour in the morning. Gusts picking up to around 30 to 35 miles an hour. The windiest part will be late Friday afternoon, starting about 3:30 or 4, and going really right into Friday night. It's going to be windy. And look at that temperature. Only 47 degrees for our afternoon high on Friday. That's cold. 29 for the overnight low. Saturday, we are looking at fairly cloudy skies, no precipitation. The winds won't be nearly as bad. 55 for the afternoon high, so we're going to warm up a little bit. Cloudy on Saturday night, 36 for the overnight low. Sunday, cloudy. And we could see a raindrop or two, but we start warming up to where we should be as far as your afternoon high temperatures, right around 61 or 62. There's no real rain in the forecast with these clouds that are associated on Saturday and Sunday. You could get some light accumulations of snow in the upper elevations, but nothing really expected down here. And then look at that. Look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Hey, I can live with that. Sunshine Monday, 65. Sunshine Tuesday, up to about 68. Lower 70s on Wednesday under partly cloudy skies. We got to get there, but once we get through the weekend, we're going to start warming back up again. It's going to feel like spring. But again, high temperatures and low temperatures today, Friday, Saturday, all below normal before we finally climb up again to where we should be for this time of the year. So that is your forecast from the National Weather Service. Real quickly, let's take a look at the mountain passes. Normally, we wouldn't be doing your pass report this time of the year, but when conditions warrant, we're going to do it. I-90 is fine. No advisories, no restrictions. Roadway is bare and dry for the most part. And as you can see, not a lot of traffic at the summit of Snoqualmie Pass. Stevens Pass does have a traction tire advisory, and that's what we're doing this pass report. It is snowing lightly. Basically, it's flurries is what we're looking at on Stevens Pass. They have a traction tire advisory because there is some compact snow and ice on the roadway right at the summit of Stevens Pass. And you're looking fine on Blewett. No advisories, no restrictions, not expected. Very little snow in the forecast right through the weekend. Now, Saturday night into Sunday, they could get 2, maybe 3 inches of snow. A quick heads up there. But outside of that, they're not expecting any significant snow in the Cascades. Once again, we have a traction tire advisory up and running on Stevens Pass right at the summit. You're going to be dealing with some compact snow and ice, but no problems at all on Blewett or on Snoqualmie. So you're good to go. Buckle up and have fun. And please, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to drive over the mountain passes, use an automobile. It's just common sense. 9 minutes after the hour, almost 10 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break and come back, and we'll have your Thursday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
You want to help others. You need a solid career. You can have both. with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, stop by our campus at 595 Grant Road across from Safeway, or visit chartercollege.edu.
11 minutes after the hour on this Thursday, we just dropped a couple more degrees. It's 28 degrees outside of our studios. We'll be lucky to get to 50 for the afternoon high with quite a bit of sunshine and cooler than normal temperatures expecting Friday. Cloudy and warmer Saturday and Sunday with no rain, and then very pleasant spring-like weather expected for the early part of next week. Let's take a look at what's making news on this Thursday morning. 10 Washington National Guard troops will be in Wenatchee starting today. They're going to help with the food distribution efforts at the town Toyota Center. Washington Governor Jay Inslee announcing Tuesday that the National Guard would be helping community food banks throughout the state. He said residents should welcome the troops into their communities as they process, package, and distribute the meals. Chelan County Sheriff's Deputy Rich Magnuson said in a press release the Guard will not be used in any law enforcement capacity, or will the Guard be used to enforce restrictions put in place by Governor Inslee. Call it a COVIDio if you want. I didn't write that. The Emergency Medical Service at Lake Chelan Community Hospital wants to keep their residents from becoming patients. And so to that end, EMTs put together this advisory video. Check this out.
So number 4, sanitize high traffic areas and things that really just get touched a lot. So we're talking doorknobs, steering wheels, faucets, countertops, refrigerator handles, toilet flushers. You can use a bleach mixture or any other household cleaner to do this. Now, if you are one of the hoarders, they might prefer to be called preppers, who initially stockpiled 145 pounds of disinfectant. Don't worry, you don't need to be a scientist to mix up your own bleach solution. You can make your own bleach by mixing 5 tablespoons of bleach, which is 1/3 of a cup, with 1 gallon of water. Use that solution to wipe down this stuff. Good to go. Okay, number 5. We're talking about social distancing. Person to person is the main way this thing is spreading. So you're going to want to avoid phlegm being hurled and projected at your face. 6 feet's the current standard to make sure you don't get coughed on. Okay, number 6, cough into your elbow. Not this type of elbow, that type of elbow. Number 7, if you do find yourself sick, please, for the sake of your neighbor, for the sake of your community, don't go out into the public. And that leads right into what we're going to talk about today. How you can be a good neighbor. So as you're social distancing, feel free to look around and think which one of your neighbors might be in need of some help. Someone who is at higher risk of COVID-19. So these high-risk people are age 60 and older. There are people who are living in a nursing home or an adult care facility. These might be people with chronic lung disease, such as COPD or asthma. They might be people with extensive history of cardiac issues. They can also be people, young and old, that are immunocompromised. This might include anything from severe obesity to diabetes to renal failure or even liver disease. There's also a concern regarding pregnant women. So we need to do what we can as a community to help these people out. All right, for those people that you may have identified as high risk and you want to be a good neighbor, here's what you can do, and you can do them safely. One is you can just offer to be a text or phone buddy. So if, so-and-so is living alone, just checking in on them and communicating with them via text or a phone call certainly means a lot, and it goes a long way in the terms of loneliness and happiness. So if you decided you want to be a good neighbor, and you don't have your neighbor's phone number, feel free to tape your phone number to their door. Neighbors, if you find a phone number taped to your door, just go ahead and make sure to wash your hands after you've filed it in your Rolodex. All right, another thing you can do is if you hoarded, you can make it right. So if you're one of those people that went out and bought 4,322 rolls of toilet paper, hey, look around your neighborhood and see who might need some. I mean, you don't need to check their bathrooms, but you can ask around and you can find a way to distribute that to some people who might need it a little more than you. Okay, so one of the most important things you can do for community members that are high risk is running some errands for them. This can include anything from doing some grocery shopping to picking up prescriptions. There's a couple things we want to consider to make sure we do this safely. One thing is just wash your hands before you go. While you're in the store, you're going to want to limit yourself. There's a few ways you can limit yourself. Limit the number of times you have to visit the store. Make sure you have a good list. Make sure you know all your neighbors' needs. So you only have to visit the store once instead of returning multiple times. Just because you aren't sick or aren't showing symptoms doesn't mean that you aren't carrying the virus and spreading it to others. So we really do want to limit that time we're out in the community during this COVID-19 time.
Good work from Jared there. Educational and entertaining. Here at the NCAA Live channel, we're producing a number of public service announcements from people and leaders in our communities about the COVID-19 outbreak here in North Central Washington. And here's the latest in our series. It's Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay.
Hi, I'm Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay. I urge all of you to stay home, stay healthy, and stay safe. You can help our community out by urging your friends and relatives from other parts of the Northwest to please stay home. We have a beautiful county with places that people like to visit, but their visits are putting a strain on our resources, our first responders, and our health professionals. Please help us get the message out. We love visitors, but wait until we've gotten through the coronavirus pandemic to come see us. I know that this community will do all that they can to help us get through the coronavirus. Thank you, and be well.
The Wenatchee School District is providing free childcare at Washington Elementary School for children of Confluence Health employees and other first responders. It's coordinated by the Wenatchee Valley YMCA, and care is provided Monday through Friday for kindergarten through 5th grade Wenatchee School District students. District spokeswoman Diana Haglund said social distancing guidelines are being followed. Students and staff are screened for symptoms before they actually check into the school. Wenatchee School District Superintendent Dr. Paul Gordon spoke Tuesday about that service, as well as the challenges of providing education remotely for the district's students.
I'm here at Washington Elementary, where we are hosting our child care program for our first responders and medical personnel as they deal with the COVID-19. Currently, we have a number of students who are with us from 7:30 until 3:30, Monday through Friday. And again, this is for first responders and medical personnel. If you are a member of that community, please reach out to your employer and they can get you connected with this free opportunity for childcare as you support our community with COVID-19. Other news and notes around our district: we've served an astonishing 30,000 meals in our grab-and-go lanes at our 11 sites and through our mobile delivery. Just incredibly appreciative of the nutritional service team for the continued efforts and work in that area. Really pleased with that. Other areas that we're working on, we're having some hard conversations around the digital divide that does impact our students with some of our community members who have a lack of technology, internet, and just a physical computer or a laptop. In the next few days, we're going to be talking to our community about an opportunity to come to our schools and receive computers and laptops. We have a small number of hotspots that we're going to be giving out as well. It's critical that we try to close this divide and helping our community connect with us as we continue to figure out this remote learning, this continuation of learning and what that looks like.
There is some non-COVID-19 related news to get to this morning. A Rock Island man with a long criminal history had to be talked out of a motorhome by police. This all happened on Tuesday evening. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says 31-year-old Victor John Stevenson, who was released from prison last year after a 6-year sentence for assault and bail jumping, well, he failed to report to his corrections officer and then refused to exit the motorhome in the 400 block of Parkway Drive. That's when deputies got there. Again, this was about 5:30 in the afternoon on Tuesday. Officers from Douglas County, Chelan County, the East Wenatchee Police Department surrounded the trailer, spoke to Stevenson by phone. He eventually surrendered, was booked into the Chelan County Jail at about 8:15 on Tuesday. Stevenson had been convicted of prior felonies, including robbery, burglary, and drug possession. He's already scheduled for trial in Chelan County next month on charges of possessing a stolen firearm. A 13-year-old girl remains in custody. She took a car, allegedly, and led police on a high-speed chase around the Moses Lake area. Deputies received a number of calls about a stolen vehicle around 8 o'clock on Monday. Deputies found the car a few minutes later on Grape Drive near Road 4.8 Northeast. The car fled at a high speed when the driver saw the deputies. Deputies tried to conduct a pit maneuver. To end the pursuit, the driver of the fleeing car swerved towards the patrol car, and since the fleeing officers' actions were a threat to the public, they said, we better end this chase right now. The fleeing vehicle continued west on Valley. The juvenile then tried to turn south on Paxton Drive. She lost control, hit a utility pole, taken into custody. She faces charges of taking a motor vehicle without permission, felony eluding police officers, possession of a stolen vehicle, and attempted vehicular assault. Well, bird netting was installed last week on the West Kashmir Bridge in preparation for demolition of the structure. In mid to late May, the netting is to keep migratory birds from building nests under the bridge, including swallows, who are a protected species. The bridge, sometimes known as the Goodwin Bridge, was built back in 1929. It's going to be replaced beginning this spring with a new $19.3 million bridge with construction expected to take about a year. And affordable housing projects in the Wenatchee Valley won a total of about $2.2 million. This happened yesterday out of more than $15 million distributed from the state's Housing Trust Fund. Locally, the awards go to 2 apartment projects led by the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council and the Emerson Manor Senior Apartments established by the Chelan County Housing Authority. The State Department of Commerce also distributed more than $1.5 million to counties in our area to rent hotel rooms for the homeless during the pandemic. With that money, counties can provide isolation and quarantine services for those who can't meet social distancing guidelines on their own volition. And that's a look at what's making news on this Thursday morning. The news team, the newsroom is quite vacant lately. Not going to lie to you there, but everybody has the ability to work remotely, working at home and practicing the social distancing and physical distancing that we need to be doing nowadays. So we're still putting together a newscast with a preview of what we have in the hopper. Here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, the National Guard is in town to help with food distribution efforts at Town Toyota Center, and we'll give you a look at the local effort and all the food ready to be delivered. I'll have your complete North Central Washington weather forecast, and once again, practicing social distancing, Eric Granstrom will have a look at sports. That and more coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
I'm looking forward to it. Grant, yes, you can check out the news as Grant mentioned, and you can even submit news tips or drop us a line if you so desire. Now, our office, our physical campus, is closed to the public and will be for quite some time until we're through all this, but you can still use all the tools at the bottom of your screen to get a hold of us. You can give us a call directly at the number that you see there. You can go to our Facebook page and drop us a line via Facebook Messenger. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, or if you go to our website, ncwlife.com, and click on the Contact Us icon at the top of the screen, you can fill out a form and get it that way. And by the way, there's a very fascinating story written by our news director, Cal Fitzsimmons, on why Quincy, of all places, a town of only about 7,000 people, why they've been hit so hard with the COVID-19 outbreak. It's a good story. Check that out when you're online at ncwlife.com. Going to take a break. Come back with sports, mostly Seahawk related, but some other stuff as well. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hello everyone, my name is Frank Kuntz and I'm the mayor of the city of Wenatchee. Please join me in staying home, staying safe, and staying healthy. This is a crucial time in our region. Please do what's right by your friends and neighbors, stay 6 feet away from each other, and be as safe as you possibly can. This is a really crucial time in our valley, and it's time for all of us to step up, support each other, and be good neighbors. For those of you that are hiking in the foothills, please maintain a safe distance. Enjoy yourself, get great exercise, but also be considerate for those around you. I've had a number of complaints over the last 3 or 4 days of too many hikers in the foothills, people not staying far enough away from each other. So please, let us keep those foothills open for everyone to enjoy, and do your part to stay safe and stay 6 feet away from those that are hiking on the same trail as you. Thank you all for helping us make Wenatchee a great place to live. Stay home, stay healthy, and stay safe.
We're back. It's chilly. It's 28 degrees outside of our studios. We're expecting sunshine all day today with a high of about 50. So lots of sunshine, but very cool temperatures for early April. Let's talk about sports. Seahawks have agreed to terms with defensive end Benson Mayowa. His agent announced that yesterday. It's a one-year deal worth about $3 million. It's all guaranteed. This is according to Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network. It's somewhat of a homecoming for Mayowa, who played for Seattle as an undrafted free agent. Back in 2013, he played for the Cowboys and the Cardinals, had 2 stints with the Raiders. He most recently played in 2019, where he had a career-high 7 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. So Mayowa signing, that leaves Seattle with about $15 million in available cap space, and with Javier and Clowney seeking $17-18 million, the Seahawks would have to make a little bit more room in order to swing a deal. Javier and Clowney is also, we're being told, sought after by the Tennessee Titans. The NFL is marching ahead with plans for a normal as possible, in their words, season in the face of this pandemic. The league's 32 teams had a conference call on Tuesday. The NFL says it's planning to go ahead with the regular season. Starts the weekend after Labor Day in September. The 16-game schedule will also include games in London and Mexico City. In the near future, the NFL draft will be conducted April 23rd through the 25th. Teams are preparing for a different approach, of course, to the draft, with the possibility of a maximum of 10 personnel gathered in remote locations. In addition, prospective high draft picks will not get their photo op with the commissioner with their jersey that the team selected them. We can do without that anyway. The Seahawks have the 27th pick in this year's first round. Of course, General Manager John Schneider and Coach Pete Carroll, they like to do a lot of wheeling and dealing and trading. In fact, they've traded their first-round pick away each of the last 8 consecutive drafts. Well, if you're a hunting and fishing enthusiast here in our state, you're waiting word on what else might be shut down or postponed or canceled over the next few weeks. Of course, fishing was put on hold by the State Department of Fish and Wildlife until at least April 8th. The spring bear season postponed. The youth turkey hunting season, supposed to be this weekend, that's been canceled with the rate of the pandemic in our state and Governor Inslee's recommendations. Most hunters and fishermen are expecting closures and cancellations to continue. Kelly Susswind is the director of the Department of Fish and Wildlife.
Over the last several days, I've had to make the toughest decisions of my career. Decisions to close access to public opportunities and public resources that our agency works so hard to provide. I don't take these decisions lightly. Our customers are incredibly important to us, and we know the imposition these closures bring. But still, we ask your cooperation. The coronavirus situation in our state is serious, and it's only going to get worse. We make these decisions to protect you and the communities across Washington state. There are literally lives at stake. I don't know when we'll be through this, but know we're in it together, and know that I'm committed to working with you now and after we pass the crisis. Until then, I hope you'll bear with us, and I hope you'll stay safe. Thank you.
Now, Susswind and the rest of the Department of Fish and Wildlife administrators are going to meet again on Monday. They're going to reevaluate the situation, hanging in the balance, the start of the general spring turkey hunting season. That's supposed to be April 15th, and the opening of the Lowland Lakes across our state, which is supposed to be on April 25th. It's Thursday. That means we got Wenatchee Wild Hockey for you tonight here on the NCW Live Channel. Tonight's game is from back around Thanksgiving. That's when Wenatchee hosted the Langley Rivermen in BCHL play. Arch Ecker had the call right here on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
There's a right-handed shot, block, rebound, shot, score. Tristan Frazier finishes it off. Matthew Hubbard got the initial shot, and it hit someone in the back of the leg, and a rebound kicked off to the side. And Tristan Frazier able to sweep it home for the second time in as many nights. The Wild victimized in the opening minute of the contest. Hastings waits, looks, feeds it up top midpoint where it's played by Overland, and then back over on the near wall for Chorsky. Side of the net, Hastings walks out in front, backhander by Adams, and he scores! Power play goal for the Wild, and they've knotted it up at 1. Tied at 1. Rivermen win the draw, and they'll feed it ahead. Backhanded across left side, in, shot, and a score. Caden Patrick took the shot from the left circle, and it went off the glove as Chenard got a piece of it. bounced off the glove straight down and back up into the net. Christian Lyon. Off the draw, shot by Hastings and a save made. Bounces into the corner, lobbed ahead, gloved and held in the zone by Overland. His shot and he scores! Jared Overland with his first goal of the year. Further, but intercepted by Luley. Luley to Hastings. Hastings gains the zone. Rister shoots and he scores! Oh, from the top of the left circle. Hunter Hastings pulled the trigger and rifled it home. What a shot by Hunter Hastings.
Did the Wild hang on and win? Tune in tonight, 7 o'clock, and find out here on the NCLB Live channel. The rest of our schedule tomorrow, we got Big Nine Soccer. We got Eastmont entertaining Sunnyside at 7 o'clock. We got a little ahead of ourselves earlier in the week when we previewed the Saturday schedule. It's actually going to be Eastmont at Wenatchee Boys Soccer at 2 o'clock, and then Penticton and Wenatchee Wild Hockey on Saturday at 7. Then on Sunday, we have Sela and Wenatchee Valley Thunder. That's lacrosse at 2 o'clock, followed by the Wild and Salmon Arm at 7. And those are just some of the games that people are not playing. On this Thursday at 32 minutes after the hour, I had 4 different obscure holidays to choose from. Today is National Reconciliation Day. I decided not going to do that. I got too many enemies. Today is National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. Seems obvious, but I'm trying to wean myself off of the food-related obscure holidays. That's why I'm not doing National Burrito Day either, although it is National Burrito Day. Nope. Because they're so darn cute, we're going to go with National Ferret Day. Look at the little ferrets, yeah. Fun facts about ferrets. A group of ferrets is called a business. Bet you didn't know that. Female ferrets can actually die if they go too long without mating. It has something to do with the chemical imbalance in a female that they have to mate, or something happens to their body. So that's a bit harsh. Ferrets are actually the domesticated subspecies of European polecats. They easily interbreed with the polecats, and their offspring is very similar to domestic ferrets. In the wild, ferrets perform a dance that send their prey into a trance. Domestic ferrets also perform this dance, but they do it for play instead of hunting. So if you have a ferret at home and the ferret arches its back and puffs its tail and moves from side to side, that means it's pretty happy. It's a happy ferret. Happy National Ferret Day today. I don't have any, but trying to stay off the food stuff. Okay, let's do Today in History. We got 3 war-related events. April 2nd, 1865, 155 years ago today. Essentially the end of the Civil War. They fought for a little while longer. Eventually, of course, at Appomattox, General Lee surrendered General Grant. But for all intents and purposes, the Civil War ended on this date back in 1865. That's when, of course, Virginia fell. The Third Battle of Petersburg forces the Army of Northern Virginia and Robert E. Lee to abandon the Confederate capital of Richmond, Virginia. Richmond fell, and that was essentially it. This was obviously not a surprise. The Confederacy knew that the end was coming. They knew the end was coming for quite some time, about a year, but it finally did come on April 2nd, 1865. Another war-related item. April 3rd, 1917, 103 years ago, United States President Woodrow Wilson asked the Congress to declare war on Germany. We don't do that anymore. The last war we ever declared on anybody was World War II. We've been in a lot of wars since World War II. None of them have been declared by Congress. Congress has the power to, and only Congress has the power to declare war, but Congress kind of just said, well, let the president worry about that. That way we can get reelected. By the way, in case you're curious, we did declare war on Germany, April 2nd, 1917. The dumbest war, without question, of the last 40 years is the Falklands War. Argentina claimed the Falkland Islands, did for years. British had the Falkland Islands, a windswept bunch of rocks in the South Atlantic that was full of sheep and stuff that sheep do, sheep doo-doo, if you will. Britain should have just gave it to them. Nobody wanted the Falkland Islands. The only Argentina wanted them. Britain said, it's our rock. It's our rock. And after a bunch of hemming and hawing, Argentina invaded the Falkland Islands, and Argentina and Great Britain went to war back in the spring of 1982. As the great Argentine writer Jorge Luis Borges described it, it was the equivalency of two bald men fighting over a comb. And that was really about it. Just the dumbest thing. Britain should have just gave it to them. You want the Falklands? We don't want it. Anyway, some people just have to go to war, I suppose. One non-war related item. It was a golden day for me on April 2nd, 1995. The longest strike in Major League Baseball history came to an end. The first 23 games of that year's Major League season, and of course the 252 games from 1994, all lost. What happened was Judge Sonia Sotomayor, who is now, of course, Justice on the United States Supreme Court, basically said the owners were not bargaining with the players truthfully. They were acting in bad faith. The players said, we will go back to work if we go back to work under the old contract. The owners agreed. The teams played a 144-game schedule. The strike had begun August 12, 1994. It ended on this date 25 years ago today. Play ball. And there has never been a work stoppage in baseball ever since. They learned their lesson. The NFL didn't. They've had strikes and lockouts. The NHL locked out the players for their entire season one year. The NBA has had strikes and lockouts, labor strife in all the major sports except baseball. Let's do some birthdays. Buddy Ebsen, yeah. Jed Clampett from the Beverly Hillbillies. Barnaby Jones, the 1970s show. I love Barnaby Jones. All I did was sit around and answer the phone, but he solves cases. He, of course, for most of you, as you well know, he was the original Tin Man in the 1939 production of The Wizard of Oz, but he was allergic to the makeup, the Tin Man makeup. He ended up in the hospital, and he was replaced by Jack Haley. Buddy Ebsen, born in the state of 1908. We lost Buddy at the age of 95 back in 2003. Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan Kenobi, among other things, born in the state of 1914. Passed away 20 years ago at the age of 86. Won the Academy Award for Best Actor for The Bridge on the River Kwai, which is a fantastic movie. He was in Lawrence of Arabia. He was in Dr. Zhivago. And, of course, he was Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars. Sir Alec Guinness, born in the state of 1914. Jack Webb would have been 100 years old today. Jack Webb, of course, Sergeant Joe Friday on Dragnet, among other things. He was working on a reboot of Dragnet back in 1982 when he dropped dead of a heart attack at the age of 62. The great Jack Webb, just the facts man, born in the state 100 years ago today. Marvin Gaye, born in the state of 1939, was shot to death by his father in 1984 at the age of 44. Pride and Joy, Ain't That Peculiar, heard it through the grapevine, Let's Get It On, Got to Give It Up, and one of the greatest albums ever released by anybody at any time, What's Going On, the 1971 classic. The great Marvin Gaye was born in the state of 1939, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame back in 1987. We miss the great Marvin Gaye. And of course, the great Trinidad javelin thrower. Yesterday we spotlighted the great javelin thrower from Norway. Today that's the great javelin thrower from Trinidad, Keishorn Walcott. Always a favorite of mine. He's 27 years old today, and he won the Olympic gold medal in the javelin in 2012. So happy birthday to Keishorn Walcott. Obviously, when you think about javelin throwers from Trinidad and Tobago, you have to think of Mr. Walcott. He just rolls right off the tongue. Going to take a break. Come back with Mike Magnotti's opinion. Mike has one. Then we'll recap the top stories on this Thursday. You're watching Mike of Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I'm a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
Hi, my name is Blaine Johnson. I'm at Global Elite Motors. We're tied in with Global Car Care down here locally. So we're not your typical car buying experience. Somebody can come down here, take a look at what we have, and if we have the right vehicle for you, we'd be glad to help you out with it. A lot of times we are able to go out and find specific vehicles for somebody so that it fits their needs, their budget, and all the things that you want without you being obligated right away. If you're looking for a good, reliable car, come see me, Blaine Johnson, down at Global Elite Motors.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Mary Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Mary Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Integrative Chiropractic and Rehab Clinic is on North Mission Street. If you've been injured on the job, in an automobile accident, or a sports injury, call today and try his wraparound services. Call 884-HELP. That's 884-4357. Call Dr. Latimer's Integrative Chiropractic and Rehab Clinic today.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So my wife says to me, you need new clothes. There's a hole in these pants and there's stains on this shirt. Well, the hole is somewhere where no one can really see it, you know, and the stains really, unless you really look, you're not gonna see them. And besides, I hate shopping, and I'm using the word hate here. So I tell myself to replace these clothes because of some minor imperfections is an environmental crime because of the unnecessary use of new resources needed to make new clothes that replace these old clothes that still have some utility. So I'm not a slob. I'm an environmentalist. Yeah. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Introducing the most capable Sierra lineup ever.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Kelly's Ace Hardware is open and ready to help with all the essential items you need at this time. Curb service and limited delivery available as well. You can always count on Kelly's when the community calls. Mailboxes Chelan provides important services to our community and will continue to do so on new limited hours. Whatever your shipping and receiving needs, Jerry and Sherry are here to help from 9 to 3 weekdays. Green Dot Subs is open for takeout business. All those fabulous sandwiches that people drive miles to get are still available at both locations in Manson and Chelan. Call ahead and they will make one for you. When you think of Doghouse Motorsports, you might think of motorcycles, but there's a lot more in this house. How about Honda power equipment? From snowblowers to lawnmowers to generators and even water pumps, Honda is the brand that sets the standards. Perhaps you need an ATV or UTV. The Doghouse has the largest selection anywhere. Did we mention watercraft and snowmobiles? And of course, we have motorcycles too. Back it up with terrific customer service and you have Wenatchee's best motorsports store 5 years running. Isn't it time for you to be in the Doghouse?
And we are back at 45 minutes after the hour on this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's the second day of April 2012. I'm Dan Kuntz. Still 28 degrees outside. It's chilly, but lots of sunshine. We'll give you one more in-depth look at the weather forecast here in just a couple of minutes. But first, a recap of our top stories this morning. 10 Washington National Guard troops are right here in Wenatchee. They're starting today. They're going to help with the food distribution efforts at the town Toyota Center. Washington Governor Jay Inslee announcing on Tuesday that the National Guard would be helping community food banks throughout the state. He said residents should welcome the troops into their communities as they process, distribute, package the meals. Chelan County Sheriff's Deputy Rich Magnuson said the Guard will not be used in any law enforcement capacity, or will the Guard be used to enforce restrictions put in place by the governor. Here at the NCW Live channel, we've been having local governmental leaders come into our studios and record public service announcements about the local reaction to the COVID-19 outbreak. And here's another one. It's Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay.
Hi, I'm Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay. I urge all of you to stay home, stay healthy, and stay safe. You can help our community out by urging your friends and relatives from other parts of the Northwest to please stay home. We have a beautiful county with places that people like to visit, but their visits are putting a strain on our resources, our first responders, and our health professionals. Please help us get the message out. We love visitors, but wait until we've gotten through the coronavirus pandemic to come see us. I know that this community will do all that they can to help us get through the coronavirus. Thank you, and be well.
And again, we're going to have a series of these PSAs that you'll be able to see throughout the course of the next few weeks. The Wenatchee School District is providing free childcare at Washington Elementary School for kids of Confluence Health employees and other first responders. It's coordinated by the Wenatchee Valley YMCA, and care is provided Monday through Friday for kindergartners through 5th grade and Wenatchee School District students. District spokeswoman Diana Haglund said social distancing guidelines are being followed. Students and staff are going to be screened for flu-like symptoms before they can actually go into the building. District Superintendent Dr. Paul Gordon spoke on Tuesday about the service that the school district is offering, as well as the challenges of providing education remotely for the district's students.
I'm here at Washington Elementary, where we are hosting our child care program for our first responders and medical personnel as they deal with the COVID-19. Currently, we have a number of students who are with us from 7:30 until 3:30, Monday through Friday. And again, this is for first responders and medical personnel. If you are a member of that community, please reach out to your employer and they can get you connected with this free opportunity for childcare as you support our community with COVID-19. Other news and notes around our district: we've served an astonishing 30,000 meals in our grab-and-go lanes at our 11 sites and through our mobile delivery. Just incredibly appreciative of the nutritional service team for the continued efforts and work in that area. Really pleased with that. Other areas that we're working on, we're having some hard conversations around the digital divide that does impact our students with some of our community members who have a lack of technology, internet, and just a physical computer or a laptop. In the next few days, we're going to be talking to our community about an opportunity to come to our schools and receive computers and laptops. We have a small number of hotspots that we're going to be giving out as well. It's critical that we try to close this divide and helping our community connect with us as we continue to figure out this remote learning, this continuation of learning and what that looks like.
We do have some non-COVID-19 related news to pass along on this Thursday morning. A Rock Island man with a long criminal history had to be talked out of a motorhome by police. A lot of police, a number of agencies. This all happened on Tuesday evening. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says 31-year-old Victor John Stevenson, who was released from prison last year after a 6-year sentence for assault and bail jumping, well, he didn't report to his corrections officer, and then he refused to exit the motorhome in the 400 block of Parkway Drive when deputies got there. Again, this was about 5:30 on Tuesday afternoon. So Douglas County Sheriff's deputies, Chelan County Sheriff's deputies, East Wenatchee Police, they surrounded the trailer, spoke to Stevenson by phone. Eventually, he surrendered, booked into the Chelan County Jail. At about 8:15 on Tuesday night, he's been convicted, or was convicted, of prior felonies, including robbery, burglary, and drug possession. He's already scheduled to go to trial in Chelan County next month on charges of possessing a stolen firearm. A 13-year-old girl remains in custody after taking a car and leading police allegedly on a high-speed chase around the Moses Lake area. Deputies received several calls about a stolen vehicle around 8 o'clock on Monday. Deputies found the car a few minutes later on Grape Drive near Road 4.8 Northeast. The car fled at a high speed when the driver saw the deputies. Deputies tried to conduct a pit maneuver to end pursuit. The driver of the fleeing car swerved towards the patrol car. Well, since the fleeing driver's actions were a threat to the public, they decided to call off the chase. The fleeing vehicle continued west on Valley. The juvenile then tried to turn south on Paxton Drive. That's when she lost control, hit a utility pole. She was taken into custody. She faces charges of taking a motor vehicle without permission, felony, eluding police, possession of a stolen vehicle, and attempted vehicular assault. And just 13 years old. Got about 8 minutes to go left in this edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're going to take a break and come back and bring you your weather forecast one more time. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Pybus Public Market shops are open for business online while the concourse is closed. Go to www.pybusmarket.org, click on the red Pybus Market and COVID-19 button to shop online. There you will find current information you need for each merchant. We thank you for your support of our Pybus Market merchants during this time. Arlberg Sports, D'Olivo, Balsam Root Boutiques, Anderson Family Farm, The Cheesemonger's Shop, and Jones of Washington.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Owner Andrew Vickery brings years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spas, both new and used, as well as residential and commercial pool and spa services, regular maintenance and repairs, and all the chemicals required to keep your pool and spa crystal clear. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
This is Caitlin Hedersheet, the producer of the NCW Life magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCW Life magazine right here on the NCW Life channel.
Save Mart remains open to serve our community with its huge selection of furniture, mattresses, and appliances. Parts and service department is ready to make sure you have what you need to keep your household functioning during these unusual times. Wenatchee Power Sports is keeping its parts and service departments open to serve the greater community. Agriculture and others depend on these machines to continue to produce and transport the goods and services we need. If you have a pest problem, Harvest Valley Pest Control will remain available to take care of your needs. Call 797-0090 and let us know how we can make your home pest-free.
Exercise gets everybody to be the best version of themselves they can be. And that's what I see us doing. And a lot of people see gyms as selling memberships. We see ourselves as helping our members become exercise practitioners so that their life is better, their day-to-day is better. That's what we do.
We're back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. The sun's been up for about an hour and 20 minutes, and we haven't gotten warmer. We've gotten colder. It's 28 degrees outside of our studios, but we're in for some pretty nice weather, although cool temperatures for the next couple of days until we finally start warming up into the weekend. Before we get to their forecast in depth, it is going to be windy on Friday, especially on Friday afternoon. We're looking at a northwest wind, pretty consistent Friday morning, about 8 to 16 miles an hour. Then it's going to pick up in intensity on Friday afternoon. And by Friday night, we're going to have sustained winds at around 20 miles an hour. But as you can see by that map there, we're going to have gusts around 30 miles an hour. Now, those areas that are more prone to stronger winds, say the Wenatchee Heights area, the Waterville Plateau, the Highway 2 corridor between Davenport up to Wilbur, you're going to have a little windier conditions, and also down south on the I-90 corridor, in Ellensburg and Cle-Elum, you're expecting some stronger winds. Now, this is Friday afternoon wind gusts, not sustained winds. The sustained winds will be around 20 miles an hour here in the Wenatchee Valley, but as you can see, we'll have gusts around 30 or maybe even more on Friday afternoon, so be forewarned. We got one more system coming in. All right, so let's take a look at that forecast from the National Weather Service. Lots of sunshine today. That's not going to be the problem. But boy, that 50-degree mark, that's below normal, or normal high for this time of the year is right around 60 degrees. Yesterday, as a point of reference, we only got to 49 degrees, but we also had quite a bit of cloud cover. So we'll be lucky to get to 49 or 50 today. The only difference between today and Wednesday is we're going to have quite a bit of sunshine. Mostly cloudy skies tonight, and then it clears out. Overnight low right around 29 degrees. Friday, more sunshine, but a high of only 47 degrees. As I mentioned before, it's going to be windy. We'll start out with a northwest wind about 8 to 16 miles an hour. Gusts will be bumping up about 20 miles an hour and then 25 miles an hour. And then by Friday night, we're going to have gusts at 30 miles an hour with sustained winds Friday night at around 20 miles an hour. So a blustery Friday is in store for us. Most of the wind will be Friday afternoon into Friday evening. Normally in the overnight hours, of course, the wind dies down. That's not going to be the case. It's going to be windy until about midnight on Friday night into Saturday. Saturday, you're going to wake up to clouds, and we're going to have clouds pretty much all day. Just a couple of little sun breaks here and there on Saturday with a high of about 55 degrees with a calm wind on Saturday. Not expecting any wind at all. A little bit warmer on Saturday night, 34 for the overnight low. You'll see the clouds on Saturday and Sunday. You see it represented there graphically, but we're not really expecting any kind of precipitation. There could be some light accumulations of snow in the mountains, but we're not expecting anything down here, maybe a little bit of light rain. And if it happens at all, it would be overnight Saturday into Sunday. We finally warm up a little bit too on Sunday with a high of about 62 degrees. Sunday night, snow level's going to get down to 2,300 feet, but we're not expecting anything here. 36 for the overnight low, or 35 right around there. Monday, we start warming up. Lots of sunshine, about 64 or 65. Thank you very much. Just a couple of clouds Monday night, 38, 37 or so for the overnight low. Tuesday, sunshine, 68. How about lower 70s? On Wednesday, when was the last time we had a high of about 72 or 73 degrees in the afternoon? Oh, I'm going to spitball here, probably October, I'm thinking. Last time we saw 70. So there you go. We are eventually going to warm up. We just have to get there. For the next 48 hours, the big story, lots of sunshine and chilly temperatures. I'm going to take just a real quick look at the passes. Yep, Stevens Pass still has a traction tire advisory. They had some light snow with some compact snow and ice on Stevens Pass. So you have a traction tire advisory there. Blewett and I-90, you're fine. Some light snow coming down on I-90, but it's not sticking to the roadway. And of course, as you probably know by now, your studded tires, you don't have to have them off. You got until the end of this month, and you have until April 30th. Just take the studs off your tires, and it has nothing to do with the weather in the Cascades. It has everything to do with priorities, and taking the studs off your tires nowadays just isn't a really big priority, and so they've delayed that until the end of this month. All right, that's it for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We appreciate you starting your day here. Hang in there, North Central Washington. Hang in there in Wenatchee Valley. We'll get better. The show, too, I might add. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.